Kiala had been in every single one of the workshops. She was one of the few that did every single one from the very beginning. I just knew she had to be in it. But it's not a given that you're in the workshop means you're in the movie. In fact, often it's the other way around. At the last second, a studio head will just sort of slip in a movie star to replace you. And what Kiala didn't know that day, what I knew, was there were three major actresses, big stars, all campaigning to play the part. But by the time Kiala had finished singing the song on that day, there was just not a dry eye in the room, and the head of the studio literally just ran across the room, hugged Kiala and said to her, "You have just booked your first major motion picture." And there is a video of it online of that exact moment I'm talking about, except the hug, that's somehow cut out of it, but of her singing at that workshop. It has been viewed by 42 million people so far on YouTube. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Check it out. Not now. Not now. Some point. But Kiala is an incredible person. She's obviously one of the most talented actors and singers in the world. She's a big Broadway star. But as I got to know her over the years, she's such an inspiration. I said to her just before we came on here today, I said, it's like you're a teacher. She's just so open-hearted. She's so wise. She's so courageous. She walks the talk of being true to herself every single day of her life. It's such a privilege and an honor for me to have time. And I just realized I blew the surprise if you didn't know she was coming. No, she's just in the audience. She's not performing or anything. Oops. Almost there, KK, don't worry about it. We're almost there. She's like, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, alongside my incredible company to sing This Is Me, Kiala Sella!
For we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Sing with me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. I'll fly away. 'Cause today I won't let this rise again. We are bursting through the barricades. Reaching for the sun. That's what we become. Won't let them break me down. I know that there's place for us. Oh, yeah, when the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna say it all, gonna drown it out. This is me.
a thief in the night, become a dog on the run. Have I fallen so far, or is the hour so late, that nothing remains but the crime I hate, the cries in the dark that nobody hears, here where I stand in the turning of the years. If there's another way to go, I guess it's 20 long years ago, my life was a war that would never be won. They gave me a number and they murdered Valjean when they chained me and left me for dead, just for stealing a mouthful of bread. Yet why did I allow this man to touch my soul and teach me love? He treated me like any other. He gave me his trust. He called me brother. My life he claims for God above. Could such things be? For I had come to hate this world that always hated me. Take it eye for an eye. Turn your heart into stone. This is all I have lived for. This is all I have got. One word from him and I'd be back beneath the lash upon the rack. And yet he offers me my freedom. I feel my shame inside me like a knife. He told me that I have a soul. How does he know what spirit comes to move my life? Is there another way to go? I am reaching when I fall, and the night is closing in, as I stare into the void, till I'll well all my sin. I'll escape now from that world, from the world of Jean-Valjean. Jean-Valjean is nothing now, another story must be. One day more, another day, another destiny, this never-ending road to Calvary. These men seem to know my crime, will surely come a second time, one day more.
I did not live until today. How can I live when we are parted?
One day more.
Tomorrow you'll be miles away.
Thank you for saying that. How you doing? Hello. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Hello. So good to see you. Just making sure no one's wearing the same thing as me. You look very happy down there in the front row. Oh, you are? Oh. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, is he or isn't he? Well, it's true. I am Australian. Coming home used to feel so good. I'm a stranger now in my neighborhood. I've seen the world that I'm fast to face, and I'm coming down from a different place. No, I'm here to see with you. I doubt it, but there is somebody new. I am not the boy next door, and I'll be alone like it did before. Nothing else is like it used to be. You can have your dreams, understand that need. I did go back anymore, 'cause I am not. Is that a video? I hope you got a lot of battery. A few people with hip replacements very jealous right about that. Oh, right. Oh, he's on it today. East, west, south, north, east, west, south, north, east, west, south, north. Let's have it, Brian, my drummer. Hello, security. How are you? Nice to see you. You like the way they're not meant to look at me? They have a little sneaky look. Thank you. Starting to sweat a little bit there, but this is the last nice one. Take that up, you do it. Here, Mia, it's coming in. This just turned into a nightmare, didn't it? A complete nightmare. What do you do for a living, Ben?
I'm a prosecutor.
I never did it.
Try and prosecutor.
I'm sorry for everything I've ever done. I'm sorry. I want to feel the hugging arms of the law. I want to feel, no, like, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's, oh, that's better. This is true justice right here. This is what it feels like. This is retribution for me. Ben, will you ever forgive me? Always! Oh, he's a softy crown prosecutor. That's just the best. I see why you fell in love with him. This video is going to just be a nightmare for you. I just want you to know. Because every time you're prosecuting someone, they're up in the stand, they're going, I know you. I know you. Come and give me a cuddle, and we'll sort it all out.
I'll do justice.
Do I?
I'll do justice.
Oh. His eyes.
Oh, no.
When was the last time you saw a crown prosecutor dance? Everybody. I'm thinking. go anywhere. This is my crew. Two of directors, two of managers. Heidi, Dan, Irving, he's back. Alex and Bales and Ben. Now, wait. Officer, come here, please. Come here, officer. Come here. Now, Bales has committed a lot of crimes on this tour. He wants to feel. What's your name? What is it? Leo. Thank you. Theo, sorry. I'm the dumb one. You're very smart. Let's hear it for Theo. Thank you for coming to the. Thank you, Theo. You get a hug, just a little hug. Yeah. Let's hear it for Theo. Let's hear it for Ben. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ben, you never know, the marriage might go the way of the other Ben and Jen, and then Ben could be available. Oh, don't say that, Mia's there. I want you long time happiness for all of the family. But if things don't work out, you know who to call. Okay. Anyone else here got some things they need to confess or get out of? Because we've got a Crown Prosecutor right in the palm of my hand. Just checking. Sorry, Seamus, I know I meant to hold this thing that you lovingly put up there. Let's hear it for Seamus down there. Look at Seamus. Give a big... Seamus has a few things to confess. Ben, what a sport. What a sport. So do you have to wear a wig? Do you do the whole wig thing here? You're going to put the wig on tomorrow? And go to work? Oh, you poor thing, it's going to just be a nightmare for you. I'm so sorry. But underneath all that, when they're making fun of you at the bar and they're doing all that, you know underneath, they're just thinking, I loved his Paul Smith boots. That man has taste and style. And he could have been a big-time actor, I just know it. Does that work? That's your dialogue. I'm just giving you your script, okay. So, I thought I might sing you some of my hit songs. Talking on a bit today, Kaylee, aren't I? I have to say hit in case you've never heard of them, but I think you might know this first one because I won an Oscar for it. Got a little sensitive there. Ben's boots got a bigger applause than my Oscar. Just once in your life, you'll find him. Someone who turns your heart around. And next thing you know, you're closing down the town. Wake up and it's still with you, even though you left your way across town. And you're wondering to yourself, hey, what have I found? Where you get caught between the moon and New York City. I know it's crazy, but it's true. See, you get caught between the moon and New York City. The best that you can do is fall in love. Baby cried the day the circus came to town, 'cause she didn't want parades just passing by her. So she painted on a smile and took up with some clown. And she danced without a net upon the wire. I know a lot about her. could you see? Baby is an awful lot like me. Don't cry aloud, just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. Cry high, proud and immeasurable. Remember you almost had it. Don't cry aloud, just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. Cry high, proud and immeasurable. Remember you almost had it all. Say goodbye to the girls. They've got a quick change. Bye, girls. Love you. Okay, so this next song turned me from being a sensitive singer-songwriter into a sensitive singer-songwriter with a fabulous beach house. Thank you, Olivia Newton-John. We love you, Olivia Newton-John. We love you, we love you, we love you. Well, maybe I hang around here a little more than I should. We both know I've got somewhere else to go. But I've got something to tell you I never thought I would. But I believe you really ought to know. I love you, Auckland. I just love you. Oh, I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm not trying to make you anything at all. But this feeling doesn't come along every day. And you should have blown the chance when you got the chance to say. This next song I wrote for Judy Garland, who was a great inspiration to me my entire life. And she was performing at a cabaret venue not long before she died. It was a small venue. And the table in front of me were just talking, clinking glasses, laughing throughout the entire performance. And after a while, I just couldn't take it any longer. So I wrote down on a napkin, "Quiet please, there's a lady on stage," and I put it on their table. Quiet please, there's a lady on stage. She may not hear the latest rage, but she's singing, and she means it. And she deserves a little silence. Quiet please, there's a woman out there, and she's been on us through her songs long before your consciousness was raised. Now doesn't that deserve a little praise? So put your hands together and help her along. All that's left are the singers, all that's left are the song instead. Oh, the old mixture, they give her one last celebration. Put your hands together, come on, help her along. All that's left are the singers, all that's left are the song. And rise to the occasion, yes, I see it. Give her one last celebration. Everybody now, put your hands together, help her along. All that's left are the singers, all that's left are the song. And rise to the occasion. Give her one last celebration. Here we go. And I am a free at last. What a band! led by the one and only Patrick Baccariello. And while you're clapping, could you also put your hands together for Kaylee McKnight, who sang On My Own at the end of Act 1, right down there. Peter Allen was an icon in Australia, certainly an icon in America. He was well known here, right? Was he? Peter Allen, was he? He was known here, Peter, yeah. So a lot of people don't know that he actually to this day holds the record for the number of consecutive sold-out shows at Radio City Music Hall. I believe it was 17 in New York City. One of the great entertainers of all time. But also just a great storyteller. He told the most beautiful stories in his songs. And my favourite Peter Allen song is called Tenterfield Saddler. All right. I guess we've got some Aussies here today. It's a big favourite amongst Aussies. And to help me perform it, would you please welcome an amazing guitarist, Mr. JJ McGeehan. So, Peter grew up in a really remote country town. He obviously went on to have a very glitzy, glamorous kind of life in New York City. Married Liza Minnelli at one point, and he spent a lot of time with Judy Garland, lots of famous people, but he grew up in this really remote country town called Tenterfield in Australia. And he grew up with the name of Wallner. Peter Wallner was his name. It'll make sense when you hear the song. And this song, Tenterfield Saddler, I think is his most honest song. It tells the story of his life, basically. It also tells the story of his troubled father's life, and at the very beginning of the song, of his grandfather's life. The late George Wallner worked on High Street and lived on Manors. For 52 years he sat on his veranda and he made his saddles. And if you had questions about sheep or flowers or dogs, you just asked the saddler. He lived without sin. They're building a library for him. Time is a traveler, Tenterfield saddle, I'll turn your head. Right again, Jackaroo, think I see kangaroo up ahead. The son of George Wallner went off and got married and had a war baby. But something was wrong, and it's easier to drink than go crazy. And if there were questions about why the end was so sad, well, George had no answers about why his son ever had need of a gun. Time is a traveler, Tenterfield saddle, I'll turn your head. Right again, Jackaroo, I think I see kangaroo up ahead. The grandson of George has been all around the world and lives no special place. He changed his last name and he married a girl with an interesting face. It almost forgotten them all because in the life that he leads, there's no place for George and his library or the son with a gun to belong. Except in his song, time is a traveler, Tenterfield saddle, I'll turn jackaroo. I think I see kangaroo up ahead.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They could say it all sounds crazy. They could say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I bet the brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, the same as you bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. The world we're gonna make. Thank you. Dreams are really powerful, aren't they? Not a person here today who does not have a dream. But what goes with dreams are dragons. The dragons that guard the treasure. Well, for me, growing up in Australia, one of my dreams was to be in a movie musical one day. My dragon was, how can a kid from some suburb on the other side of the world ever possibly be in a movie musical? But I used to love watching them when I was growing up. And I'm talking about the classics. I'm talking Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Singing in the Rain. I just loved them. And they always used to do the reruns on a Saturday afternoon when I was growing up. And listen, I know there's a bunch of kids here today I've seen, and I love that you're here. This may be a little difficult for you guys to hear, but I had a challenging upbringing. When I was growing up in Australia, we only had 4 channels on the television. And it's good to laugh. It's very healing, I think. Just get it out. I used to play sport, right, on a Saturday morning. So I'd come home and I'd eat 3 meat pies in 30 seconds and I would just flop down on the couch and turn on the telly. You know what, you couldn't even do that back then. You actually had to turn the television on first and then flop down on the couch because there was no remote controls, kids. You actually had to watch the commercials. But I used to flop down on the couch and that iconic theme music would start up. They call you Lady Luck, while there is room to doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this day to be, the pickings have been lush, and yet before the evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck, have you ever been a lady to begin with? Luck be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how nice a name you can be. I know the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck be a lady. Let's go! Japanese they taught you exactly. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's been 6 months working with me, but it's great work, great work. Okay, bit of audience participation. Don't worry, Ben, you're done. You're done. Relax. This is easy. Don't worry. If I point to you, I just want you to say, I got. Yeah, a little quicker than that, but that was right. Yes. Everyone's very awake here. Ready? Breathe on. You together. I got a glass already morning. Take it easy. Eating green pastures. I got a glass already morning. Oh, man, trouble. I don't mind. You don't mind. Where my dog is at. Real love. You think everybody? Look at that wall. I just love it. I'm feeling it. You feeling it? You feeling it over here? You feeling the rhythm? You feeling it? Very good. I'm feeling it. It just feels sexy here in Auckland, doesn't it? It's like, why are you laughing at that? It does, it feels sexy. It's like a little cold out there. It's like sunny 1 minute, then it rains, then it's sunny, then it rains, then it's sunny, then it rains. It's like sexy, you just never know what's on your edge of your seat all the time. It's never comfortable. Click with me if you're feeling the sexy vibe of Auckland. A little bit of a delay on that. Never noticed that. This makes it tough. Feel free to be late, like my video self. Okay, that's right, you don't have to click. She's like, no, I pay for the ticket, you do the entertaining, mate. I've got the Wolverine shirt on, you don't tell me what to do. Alright, so, I love this part of the show. I'm gonna pick someone from my band randomly. I write the song and I keep on knocking. Let me say because I'm through my soul. My time and my wild time and my tail. Come on, Ray, here we go. No offense to 42nd Street. Classic musical, classic music, I get it, but my whole life would have been completely different if at age 9 I'd walked past any dance studio anywhere in the world and heard this.
chance, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can gather. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer. Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire.